4 years ago, these solar landscape lights blew my mind. What I thought were cheap throwaway lights wowed me with their long battery life, weather resistance, brightness, and durability. I'm Erin from Tech Gadgets International, and I'm here to update my 2022 review. And so many of you were interested in these lights that more than a year after my first video, I filmed an update to say the lights were still going strong. So when I heard the same company, Linkind, had taken these lights and added smarts, including color changing, music sync, and a whole bunch of new lighting scenes thanks to app connectivity, I knew I had to try them. In this review, I'm going to try out these new next-generation solar landscape lights in my yard. I'll take a look at what you get and what's new, the overall brightness, and how you can use them, as well as all the cool new features the app gives you. I'll wrap things up with both the pros and the cons and let you know if I think these solar lights might be right for you. I would like to say thank you to Linkind for sponsoring this video. While the company is paying for my time to share their new lighting products with you, the company hasn't told me what I have to say or can't say about the lights, and I got to test them as I wanted, so you can consider these thoughts all my own. Linkind Smart Solar Spotlights model SL5C are available in a 2-pack or 8-pack. Once you open them up, you'll see you have some quick and easy assembly to do. I love that these lights come together in seconds by just attaching the base post to the light using the included thumb screw. You've got options for installation since you can use the included screws to secure the base post to decking or even walls, or tap the included ground stake into the earth and use the lights on any soft surface. You can loosen that thumb screw to adjust the angle of each light. The stakes themselves are ABS plastic and they feel pretty durable, and they slide securely into the base post, so even if I pull the lights up to move them, they don't come apart, which I found is a flaw in a lot of cheaper solar lights. Once assembled, you end up with the now familiar sunglasses on a robot style of light, which doesn't take up a lot of space and it maximizes the design for light output. Linkind recommends you position the lights about 5 to 7 feet away from the area you want to illuminate, and of course you want to check that the panel has a clear line of sight to the sun for optimal solar charging. One important thing to note is that for the best performance, you need to leave these lights out to charge for about 48 hours before the first time you try to use them. Once I got these unboxed and assembled, I lined them up on the patio and just left them in the sun. This first initial charge is about getting them going, and from here on out you won't need this much downtime. Linkind says they charge almost 24% faster than industry standards too. The new generation lights also use what's called MPPT technology, which is designed to boost charging efficiency. I'll dig in a little deeper on what this will mean for your lights in a couple of minutes. To get at the smarts these lights now have, you'll need to connect each one to the app. The lights use an app called AiDot, which you'll find in your preferred app store. Sign up for or sign into your account to get started. I was blown away by how fast and easy the pairing process was. Just push and hold the power button on the underside of each light. You can pair the lights one by one or pair a whole bunch at the same time. The app will see each of the lights as mine did, and then you can just tap to connect. I had all 20 lights added to my app and organized into both front and backyard spaces in under 5 minutes. While the magic and power of these lights is in the Bluetooth connectivity and the app, fans of the original Linkind solar lights may also appreciate the physical button on the bottom of the bulb head, which you can manually use to cycle through 8 color presets or to just power them off. With an IP67 rating, these lights are fully waterproof and dustproof. With the lights set around my yard, I waited for dark, and as the light waned in the sky, I saw each of the lights starting to flicker on. This is where the excitement happens. Inside the AiDot app, you can adjust almost everything on these lights, from the brightness to the color, and even choose some preset lighting scenes and strobing light effects. You can even DIY your own color options too. The app offers more than 43 presets that utilize the full 16 million color range of the lights. I also want you to see how this compares to a traditional solar stake light. In this video, you can see the small white circle from a cheap solar light compared to the expansive wash of color the Linkind smart solar lights provide. If you aren't feeling the colorful mood, you can also set these lights to function as ordinary white lights with a color temperature range from 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin, which simplified means they'll give you bright white light or a warmer orangey glow. You can see when I place the lights within about 4 feet of my walls that they're able to illuminate a massive area that I certainly didn't expect because of their size. At full brightness, they're more than enough light for either security or just for ambiance. And if it's too much, you can dim them down to a more subtle feel. I was quite impressed with how much area each individual light was able to cover. The lights will even sync to music if you make this selection inside the app, and it can pulse to the beat of whatever you're listening to in your yard. Great option if you're having a backyard gathering and want a professional-looking light show to go along with it. The music setting uses your phone's microphone to listen for and respond to sound, so do keep that in mind. There's a couple other interesting options when it comes to control. You can turn the lights on even during the day if you want to, but an auto power saving feature will only allow them to stay on for about 30 seconds. The other thing you can do is allow the lights to come on automatically when it gets dark and then turn off at dawn, and this is called luminance detection mode. If you'd prefer a slightly different schedule, you can switch into what's called light mode and choose exact on-off times instead. You can control the lights individually or make changes across an entire group. Organizing and grouping those lights is super easy inside the app. It might be worth noting there is a limitation in terms of how far away you can be from the lights for them to work, but fortunately you've got a lot of distance to play with. Each light has about a 98-foot Bluetooth range, and the really great thing is that each light will feed off of its next door neighbor, so you only need to be close to one of the lights and then they'll all talk to each other and relay those instructions around even larger spaces. I have a pretty large yard here, about 50 foot by 30 foot, and I am both impressed and happy to report I had zero issues with connectivity or the lights not operating as part of the group. Thanks to built-in memory as well, the lights are going to remember the last preset used when powered off, and they'll do that again when they switch back on. While Linkind also advertises compatibility with Amazon Alexa and Google Home, you do need to buy a $29 Bluetooth mesh hub, which will serve as kind of a control center for up to 32 of the lights. This hub runs on USB-C power, and it does add 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connectivity, which essentially means you can control your Linkind lights anywhere in your home. Now, while I didn't test out this feature, I do think it's a great option for people who want to build these lights into a larger smart home. With a battery capacity of 1800 milliamp hours, a full charge should allow each light to run a maximum of about 14 hours straight. Nights right now for me are running about 9 hours of darkness, and I can confirm the lights stayed on from dusk right through till dawn at full power for me. Very impressive. I'm also convinced these will last even as the nights get longer, since the original Linkind solar lights I have run all night long too, and they have for the last 3 or 4 years. Linkind also says their smart solar lights are among the first to support MPPT, or maximum power point tracking, which helps the lights charge more efficiently since it monitors the charging conditions of the solar panels based on things like temperature and available sunlight. The lights will then use that data to adjust the power output with maximum efficiency in mind. Efficiency is always a good thing, since cheaper solar lights tend to work fine for the first few months and then start dimming, and it can become tough to recharge them. Thanks to MPPT, Linkind claims a high 89.9% efficiency rating, which just means it collects more energy from the same amount of sunlight than other solar lights without this technology. And I would hope it also means these lights will have a longer lifespan where they'll continue to illuminate for that maximum 14 hours. Overall, I'm in love even more with these lights than I was with the originals, because the added smarts and the app connectivity adds a mountain of fun and design options too. Let's go over both the pros and the cons of these lights so you can see if they might be a good fit for you. On the pro side, they are incredibly easy to assemble and really easy to pair with the app. The lights work across a very, very large yard, and they're incredibly bright. These would make ideal lights if you need them for safety or security. Of course, because they are solar and recharge during the day, they have a long battery life, and I found they run all night, and it goes without saying, since they're solar, there's no wires to worry about. The lights are fairly small and unobtrusive, and with either the post and screw option or the garden stakes, you can install them almost anywhere. The app is really customizable and easy to use and lets you have a ton of fun with your lights. Plus, with scheduling, music sync, and more dynamic scene options, you can really get any look you want. Lastly, with that MPPT efficiency technology, these lights should last. So what are the potential downsides? Last time I reviewed these lights, I was worried about how long the batteries would keep up over months and years, but as I said in the beginning, I've had my original non-smart solar lights for coming up on 4 years now, and they are still going strong, both from a battery perspective and their overall durability. What I've found is that these lights are far more capable and reliable than I think a lot of people might give them credit for. In short, I'm absolutely loving these smart connected solar landscape lights from Linkind, and I absolutely know you will too. Linkind sells the 2-pack for about $34.99 US and the 8-pack for about $129 US, and you'll want to check my description box for current sales, coupons, and discount offers. You can also get these lights on Amazon, and if you want to see my previous experience with the Linkind brand, you can check out my full review of the simpler non-Bluetooth version of these lights right now.